Okay, this is Bob Powell. He is an attorney for the father. Again, this is a family who apparently just had a sick child. We want to get them taken care of. Why are we here in court? I mean, why do you see this child? What are we doing here?
The best way to describe it in a short manner is sometimes government agencies can, of course, flex their muscle too far and too fast without any rational thought or reasonable investigation. And I would submit to you that's the problem in this case. They have a child who's 5 months old. There always has been on the table the issue that he's probably going to need a heart surgery because of a certain defect that he has. So that's never been like out of the question. They started to basically just have a personality conflict with the doctor that they were dealing with at Sutter Memorial, and they wanted to go get a second opinion about as to the urgency of it. And when they took the child to another doctor, and that doctor said this child's fine to go home right now with his parents, no problem. And a police officer even came at that time, was involved in that conversation, and agreed and let the child, return home with parents, no problem. And the next day, here comes CPS with 5 police officers. Basically wrestle Dad down, take the keys, and bust into the house. As I understand it, I wasn't there. But there is a video, and I think most of Sacramento has seen that video. And to me, that's a commonplace occurrence. I can take you to other cases where they've done the same thing, and I mean Sacramento PD in addition to CPS. So we're here because power is something that very few people can handle and wield in an intelligent, judicious manner. That's the short answer.
I don't know about you, but in my mind, it seems as though most people are trying to do right. Of course, kids are trying to protect children. Yeah, you tell me. Is that maybe not the case? I mean, is it just a matter of too much power? Did they really? I mean, could it be they just really thought from what they heard that the child was in danger?
That'll be interesting to find out. Did the doctor tell them that if you don't go get that kid right now, that kid's going to die? I'm willing to bet that doctor didn't say that. I'm willing to bet that doctor talked to them about how the surgery they were even talking about doing wasn't scheduled for a couple of weeks, because that was well known. But no, for me, and I've been doing this 21 years and dealing with these people, and I also take them to federal court when they do unlawfully take children. I'm going to tell you it's about power, and it is about the fact that they're not checked. There's really no accountability. You're here in this courthouse, and you're not. Probably not going to get in that courtroom. I don't know, in all my life, I don't know of any media who did get in the juvenile dependency courtroom. Maybe it happened once. Los Angeles just opened their courts to the media, which is great. So it's just power, and there's no check, there's no accountability for it.
How long do you think? How long could this go on? Could it be months before they get their child back?
In the case of a child under the age of 3, parents have only up to 6 months to reunify. And that's if the court decides that, yes, this is a child who's described by the law and is at substantial risk of serious physical harm or illness. Okay, that's the issue. And if the court says, yes, it is, then they get these services and stuff, which will include counseling and stuff like that. And they have 6 months to reunify to successfully complete that. But I mean, anybody who wants to find out into how that works, how well that works, once they've been given that, oh, you got to go do this, and they start calling their social workers, don't get return calls for a week, and they don't get return calls from their court-appointed attorneys, like that lady shaking her head back there, for weeks. Pretty soon, 6 months is boom on top of you, and somebody saying, oh no, you should lose your kid. Now, let me tell you, a young, cute little baby is about the most marketable commodity that exists, right? Plenty of people out there with childless who would love to have a child. So it could be. The chances that they will get that child back today, in my 21 years of experience, between me and my colleagues that I've spoken with, I can name you about 3 times where the child was returned that day, the first day. Now think about that. Could they really be right that much of the time? You can't. No one can.